They want to be smacking.
Thank you all so very much for joining us again. Today, we've got a whole lot to talk about. First off, Cam is the HOH. Who would have thunk it? And he nominates Izzy and Felicia. Michelle, what's going on?
Yes, yes. So we're kind of backing up and just kind of replaying the entire week. Um and like you mentioned, Cam is the HOH, and he's the HOH right after his best friend Red is evicted from the house. So this was a blind side to him and Bowie. Um, Everybody else knew what was going on. So when when
Bowie's storyline here is just hilarious.
oh my god, she is freaking out because she was out of the vote, and I mean I can
Mhm.
imagine like I would have voted. Why? Because everything is like okay, especially this year, everybody wants to be connected, and so if you're out of that connection any kind of way, because was this the first? I can't remember if this was the first. Yeah, I think this
Not
might have been the first.
non-unanimous.
Yeah, I think it was. And so,
Hmm.
you know, it's just like, wait a minute, what is going on? I'm not whatever. And so they were like, get your big girl panties on, and dishonesty is flowing throughout the house or whatever, but she just doesn't trust anyone at this point. So um Sari goes up to try to let Cameron know that look, the reason we voted him out is because Red was telling us about the Chillers and y'all final two alliance, and he acted like he hated you then, and he was saying that basically trying to let him know that's why we voted him out or whatever. So they move up to the HOH competition, and it's Humilla Week, so everything dealing with this competition is about being humiliated. So things they have to do is like announce they're going to the bathroom with the bullhorn. They have to what else do they have to do? Oh, if it's on a stinkometer, they have to put a gas mask on or whatever. But in any case, um, so they let me get to where let me see. I'm trying to see how he came. Oh, so Cameron, he is basically it's like he's insinuating he has a plan because he tells Jack he's going on the block. He tells Blue she's going on the block. And so they're thinking they're going on the block. But Jared, he's telling the truth to somewhat. He was just like, I have a plan, and all this kind of stuff. And so, um, oh, the reason he trusts Jared, I forgot to say, is because Jared was the HOH. So he felt like Jared was left out of the vote too, because Jared was saying Felicia's going to be leaving this week. So when Felicia didn't leave, then he was just like, man, Jared, me, and Bowie are the only people that didn't know about this vote. So he didn't
Can we
trust
talk
nobody.
about how stupid this man is?
Oh my God.
Can we talk about that?
The thing about Cam is he's arrogant in his stupidity. Like he thinks he knows everything. And he accidentally got his target out, but it had nothing to do with him. It had nothing to do with him.
Can we talk about the white man of it all?
Oh my
Like,
god.
how is this possible? How is this possible that you just feel like you're running things? Like he's the HOH and he feels like he's running everything
Yeah,
after your best ally has been voted out. Like, come on,
yeah.
dude.
Oh my
And
god.
you just automatically think that Jared has no idea?
Right, and
None.
you're trusting the person that put him up. Like the fact that you put him up to me, like if I mean I don't think I could ever play Big Brother, but if I was in the house, the person that put me up as a pawn clearly thinks that I could go, even though they're saying I'm a pawn. That doesn't make me feel better because either they actually want me out or they're okay with me leaving because they put me.
And your social capital is next to nil.
Yeah.
So, but wait, let's talk for a second. Why is it that you feel like you can never play Big Brother?
Um. Well, I feel like
Sure,
I could
right?
do like the okay. So as far as like the strategy and all that kind of stuff, I feel like I might be able to do that. It's more the living situation, like sharing the one bathroom and um yeah, I don't know, different people cooking and I don't, yeah, slop for a week. I don't know, that type of stuff.
Okay, so that's the only reason why you couldn't do Big Brother.
I think that is I mean, part of the reason I don't know if I could be like cut off also for 100 days. I mean, you do have a chance to win $750,000, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know because it's funny watching from the outside in. Like you feel like, okay, I might be able to do it. I would have figured that out. But somehow the people come out and be like, no, you really don't know. Like when you're in there, you really feel like people are telling you the truth, or you feel like you're on top of your game until you talking with Julie.
Okay,
Oh God.
so let's
Okay.
get back to it. I'm sorry, I did
No,
that to
no,
you.
no. That was fine. And so he tells Jared, like, I'm thinking of something, but he doesn't really tell Jared what it is. So Jared knows that Blue and Jack are probably not going to be nominated. And so he actually talks to everybody. So he makes, Felicia feel like she's safe, Felicia, whatever, feels like she's safe. Him and Izzy talking back and forth, but they lying to one another. And so anyway, when it finally gets to the nominations, it's Humilla week, so they have to do the pie in the face thing. I thought they were gonna go around and because I heard somebody talk about it, I thought they were gonna hit a button, and if it didn't hit you in the face, then you were safe. But no, he slammed everybody in the face. So he went one by one, and the two people without the pie in the face were Izzy and Felicia. So they were nominated. I actually thought at this point, um, Izzy took it better than I thought. I thought Izzy was gonna freak out because just her demeanor normally, like she's kind of. I mean, I like Izzy, but I just thought when she
She
was
freaks out easily.
yeah, yeah, and the fact that she's been semi comfortable, if you think about it, like most of the game, like
Hmm. Hmm.
it's trying to figure out who y'all gonna vote out versus trying to save my own life. Like,
So this is why I feel like she had an inkling. So number one, from her perspective,
mhm,
she and Cam did not get along, right?
mhm.
And especially like all of a sudden everyone else is getting a pie in the face, and you're one of the few left. At a certain point, you just you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Especially when like I can't remember the order, but once Jag got his and Blue got hers, it'll be like, uh-oh.
Hmm.
Something's
Hmm.
going on.
Hmm.
So the veto competition, that episode, it starts with Felicia and Cam talking. So she tells him basically like that whole thing was
Just the visual of her falling down all the time
oh my gosh.
and passes out.
They are so wrong for that. And okay, I will say Felicia's doing better than me in these competitions because she was kind of holding her own for she got
She
what top
was.
three or
She
top four,
was.
whatever.
She was.
So
Uh,
she did that, but oh my god, and she fell hard like every
every
time.
single time she falls
Oh my
hard,
god, and I'm just like,
and her
I
whole
mean,
body just does.
I would have still been. I mean, like how she did that last time. That's how it have been the first time, like spinning around, like
What does it say?
that's
I'm hot or I can't breathe.
or something. Yeah, she was. Oh, and I mean, I felt bad for her at that point, but it was just like, ooh, ooh, every time. And then they were wrong for on Thursday's episode. You know how in the intro they always show like a clip
The bloopers.
and they show her falling, but they did it like coming out. It was a zoomed in, so it was like an empty screen with the spinning thing, and she came out of nowhere. Bloop. I was like, ooh, they were so wrong for that. They were so wrong for that. But anyway, she is talking to Cam after she gets nominated, trying to explain to him, look, I didn't the whole thing with Jag, he was supposed to be out, but I found out right before nominations that Red supposedly was targeting me. And she said that, he was becoming a liability and might have to get rid of her. And so she was just like, well, look, I can't have that. So I, we decided to vote him out. It was very last minute. So he was like, well, why didn't you tell me about it? Because, and so that was true. She was kind of like, it was right. She didn't really have a good answer for it, but
So can I say this?
mhm.
So everything that she said, it was like, oh, that kind of sounds like it makes sense,
Yeah,
right? Except for the fact that no trust has been built between the two of them,
yeah,
and so why should he believe it?
yeah. And he had no reason to. And so he, tells her basically that. she's a pawn. But he says the same thing to Izzy. You know, him and Izzy talk, and she can't stand him, he can't stand her, but they really are like acting or whatever. And so, um, so somehow when they're talking, she could tell that basically the plan is for one of them to come off and Sari to be the replacement. And she loves Sari, and so she can't have Sari be the replacement. So America is super excited because this is a big move and nobody really has made a big move. And that's what we've been waiting for. Somebody to do something. Like, even if you're on like Sari's side, you want to see some type of shakeup. You don't want to see them like constantly like getting these people out that don't need to get out. And so this is like the biggest shakeup. Even though Cam is kind of clueless, he ends up like falling into something or whatever. Like he has his plan, and I'm like, ugh. And it ended up working, but it wasn't because of him at all. So anyway,
At all.
so Sari goes to talk to Cam and like to thank him, you know, about not putting her on the block. And you know, her goal is basically, okay, let me not be a replacement nominee because that's totally possible. He could be trying to backdoor me. So, you know, she does that, and it doesn't really work. Like she knows it's kind of fake, and he kind of sees through that as well. So the thing, and I think you mentioned this earlier, but Izzy was like, if she wins the veto, she's not going to use it on herself because she knows Sari is going on the block. And that, I mean, that's the kind of loyalty you want in the game, but at the end of the day, only one person can get that 750,000.
Can we talk about Sari's initial reaction? No. She like, girl, you stupid.
Right. Like, okay.
Stupid.
But yeah, so Izzy, and I mean, she's kept that secret the whole time. She has, yeah, she stood 10 toes down for them. So yeah. So anyway, Jag and Cam talk,
I
and
was like, who's that?
Jam, like I don't know Jam. So
I'm currently eating.
oh, Jam, you say? You know what I thought? Are you in the kitchen?
I was
No.
before you got on.
Okay. Because I thought, well, anyway, we can talk about that later. Olio, in your house, because you see my house. Anyway, Jag and Cam talk. And so basically, Jag, he knows he's been on the block all the time and was told he was going to be on the block. So he wanted to make sure he's not a backdoor. So he's talking, and Cam kind of threatens him and just kind of like, you're not going to be on the block, whatever, but if you tell anybody, you might be on that block or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so he's just like, okay, that was kind of threatening, but he ain't going to tell nobody because he don't want to be on that block. So Jag and Matt
Again, I was just like, Cam, dude, cool down. That's another way that you could say the same thing. Like, please, Jag, like everything rests on you not saying anything. Please. Yeah. Can you not say anything? Right. Same thing would have been, and then trust would have been built.
And he doesn't even have to beg because, you know, Cam is not going to beg. But he could have said, you know, I have a plan and don't worry about it. You're not going up or whatever, but keep this between us because you're the only person I told. And if I hear it, then I know that you spread it and it's going to ruin my plan, you know, or something like that. But threatening him, oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Jag and Matt talk. And they come up with an alliance called the Minuteman. And they were so excited about that. I'm like, huh? I mean, and maybe it's something. Is it a movie or something that I missed?
No, it's a song. It's a 1 Minute Man.
That's exactly what I thought about. I was like, the Minuteman? And y'all happy about this? They did a handshake and everything. I'm like, oh my gosh. I think Jag was just so happy to be off the block. He was just like, we can be whatever. 50 seconds. Whatever you want to be. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm asking. So go ahead.
No, I was just about to say we got to see Jag without his, I want to call it a turban so bad. I know it's not a turban, but whatever.
Oh yeah, was that this because it was another episode I saw it.
Oh, you saw it on more than one?
Yeah, unless
Oh,
maybe it
okay.
was a live feeds. It was
Yeah,
somewhere I saw
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't the live. Well, I didn't see it on the live feeds. I saw it
the
on the
show.
actual show. But it was like late at night. It was like 2 a.m. or whatever.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mm.
Because whenever I saw it, like he was talking to Sari, and it was still in a little bally thing. It was just nothing on it. It was just his hair, you know.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, like I wasn't sure how that all worked. Like, that's why I was like, does he have to have closed door showers? Can nobody see him with his hair down, or is it just if I'm out in public, I need to wear it? So I don't know. He hasn't. At least I haven't heard him talk about that yet. So we'll see.
Do you think they forget that they're on camera?
I absolutely think they do. At some points, like that's what they say about reality shows too, that it gets so natural that you end up kind of, because you can tell when people are kind of playing for the cameras, because I feel like Blue still notices the cameras because she's still Blue, you know, in everything she does, where the
Ready
other
for
people are
TikTok?
kind of like, yeah, I'm just like, okay, girl. But everybody else, you can tell like they do, you know, especially when they do stupid stuff, or like it's just like, okay, they forgot the cameras are there. But Jared and Cam talk. So in the diaries, Jared is saying that he doesn't trust Cam, and when he's laughing and giggling with him, he's laughing at him and not with him. But Cam at this point, he trusts Jared, and he knows Jared was blindsided by Red's vote, and so he didn't really tell him, but basically insinuated enough that Sari is the back door, that he has a plan. And in the diaries, he was like, step one, like have the house believe that he's gonna put up Blue and Jag, and they did. And then step two, put Felicia and Izzy up. He did. And then step three, have them both believe they're pawns. And then step four, take one of them off and backdoor Sari. That was his plan. So but he would need somebody to win and take them off the block. So they do the veto, and Felicia was like, "Look, I'm gonna sit wherever I want." She was like, "Oh, I am nominated." That was funny too. But they picked the players, and so of course you got your nominees: Cam, Felicia, and Izzy. But Matt, Jared, and Jag were chosen to play in the veto. And so, it's a pretty stacked veto because the biggest competitors in the house are up there.
Are playing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Izzy and Sari, they have their little heart to heart talk. And she talks about feeling insecure, and, she basically they're each other's favorite people in the house. And
now that was a heartfelt moment. I believe that it was a real moment.
I believe it too. They have a real connection. Sari says they're both hot messes, and that's why they connect. And the reason
that was it.
Hot messes. Now, do you think they would have been as connected if Izzy didn't recognize them? Because it seems like a very unlikely pair. Yeah.
Very.
So, because I'm wondering if, I don't see how they would.
And it's almost one-sided. Like it's more like Izzy imposing herself onto Sari, and because of that situation, Izzy knowing the deal, Sari has to like placate it. Right? Yeah, she has to.
Yeah, and I think I feel like it started off that way, but they actually made a connection, and they actually like each other and plan to take each other to the end at this point. But I think, but I don't think if she didn't have that on them, that they would be connected. So it does say a lot about getting to know people and connecting with people that you may not see, but I don't really do it all the time, but it does say something about that. So they get to the veto comp. Go ahead.
All right. No. I was gonna deviate. That's what I do. That's all that I do. So your girl Mimi, what do you know about me? Like, okay, so this is the thing. Early on, she was on everybody's lips. Me, all throughout. We barely see her, and yet has she ever been nominated?
She hasn't been nominated. I don't even think. trying to think, has anybody even targeted her or talked about targeting her at this point? So Mimi right now is, and I think she's going to get even a better place in the game as we move forward. But she's in a good place because honestly, like you don't want to be at the bottom, and playing the middle actually works for you better in Big Brother.
If you can win
If
later
you
on,
can win, yeah. So if you're good at getting the people that can win out so you can win, then it works. But I usually like to see the better players actually, like the people that worked hard the whole game win, but it doesn't always work out like that.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, so Josh Duhamel is a special guest. Have you ever seen the Buddy Games movie? Somebody said it was a movie.
I've never seen the movie, but I've seen Josh Duhamel, and
Okay.
whenever he's on, I gotta watch him.
What? Okay.
I gotta watch him.
Oh.
I gotta watch him. Every TV show he on, every movie he on, I gotta watch him.
So you're gonna watch Buddy Games?
I watched the first episode, and that might be the last.
So it's not an Amazing Race type thing. It's not.
No,
like
it was cool. It was cool.
Oh, okay.
It was cool. It just wasn't.
But not enough Josh. I'm trying to think. I know I've seen him in something, but I don't keep up with him like that. Like if I watch a movie, it's not because he's in it. It's like, oh, he was in it. That was cool.
No, that's not why I watch. Like whatever he's in, it's normally entertaining. And so, but while I watch,
you watch. But even that's what I'm saying. Like even because there's certain stars that you follow, like it's just like, okay, someone's on the movie, I'm gonna see it regardless because I like this person. Like, I mean, I'm thinking like Denzel, or I mean, not that that's always the case, but I'll just use him as an example. Like, okay, I gotta see it because Denzel is in it. It's not like,
yeah, I get you.
Okay, so he has the Buddy Games competition, and this is what we were kind of alluding to with Po Mama Fee. Whew, Lord. But they're spinning around. They played versions of this game before. They typically have to like physically run around. And I'm wondering like what would have happened if she had to run around. Oh my God. But anyway, they spin around in this chair, they have to get up, and what they're on is spinning as well. And so then they have to go and kind of run and get these numbers.
So they're sitting in the thing, it's going in one direction, and the thing that they have to run on is going in a different direction.
Yes. And so when they get up, they're dizzy, and they have to not only balance, but not balance on the spinning thing that's going the opposite way anyway. Mama Fee, did she fall every time?
No, not every time. Okay. She fell the first time and her last time.
And the last time, okay. And then that final fall with where she just fell out. Oh my God. So they go out one by one. They all have these, and it's similar. They've done this before.
Yeah. Where
he's sitting down fish in this case, and the fish, of course, the first one is the veto, but the person behind you they can steal. And so there's the veto. Then there's the what was it? The kayak companion. There was the piggy thing. What else was it? Josh the Maniac and the veto? Oh, and $5,000. So at the end of the day, I think Jad got the $5,000. Felicia got the kayak companion, and she chose Sari. Izzy, she actually didn't initially get the piggy thing. I think didn't he give it to her to get the veto? And so if the piggy thing where they have to like do 2,000 scoops or cups.
Well, Izzy was the first one out, right? Because she got the veto first. She got the veto first.
Oh, okay. And then he took the veto from her and gave her the piggy thing. Okay. And so, and then what else am I missing? $5,000. Oh, and so at the end they had the Josh the Maniac or Josh something where, oh my gosh, Matt. So Jared not only got third place, if you think about it, but I think Jack made a good decision to keep that $5,000 because I mean, I would think, okay, whoever is winning is going to take this veto from me. And then Matt wins and keeps the Josh. Am I saying it wrong? I think I might be saying it wrong.
Josh Duhamel.
Yeah, but it's Josh the Maniac.
Oh,
Whatever.
you talking about what he won? Okay, okay.
Yes, what his prize. And he really thought that he was gonna be hanging out with him.
He
And
was
so
gonna
that's
spend
why
the
he
night with
kept
Josh
it.
Duhamel. He thought he was gonna
Okay,
spend the night with Josh Duhamel.
so he kept it.
I mean, I get it. I would like
He
to spend the
kept it
night with
over
Josh
video
Duhamel too.
over $5,000. And I'm just like, oh my God. But I don't, I'm trying to think, has Matthew, did they say anything about him watching the show?
He's watched it before, but not enough to be like,
Okay.
he's a Big Brother fan.
Okay. So they have super fans, and then they have people like, oh, I signed up and I'm going to be on the show. So let me binge watch a season or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whole thing. But I mean, he took it well. He played it well. But Jared ends up with the veto because nobody steals it from him in third place. Now, I felt like this, and people online felt like this too. Everything he's won, it's almost been like
Default.
Yeah, you didn't really win it. It was kind of like, oh, Izzy got the answer wrong, so you won, or nobody took the veto from you. So it's like at this point, you can't be like I'm a comp beast because you're not really a comp beast.
Oh, when he said that, I was just like, oh my God, like oh Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay. So yeah, Cam and Jared talk, and so he was like, do you want to play this chill or do you want to blow this thing apart or whatever? And so he was just like, let's talk about it or whatever. And so he basically was like a putting Serene next to Izzy. And Jared convinces him not to do it because he was like, look, if your goal is to get Izzy out, if Serene's up there, everybody's going to vote her out. And so Izzy won't leave or whatever. But anyway, he was just like, well, look, if you don't want to play, we don't have to do it this way. So he said, what did he say? Something about, I guess, and I don't know if Serene is playing her part so well that he thinks Izzy is the mastermind and Serene is maybe like playing under Izzy or something, because he said something about if Izzy leaves, Serene will be out on the island on herself. How poetic, the survivor.
Well, let's get into that. Is Serene really a mastermind, or is she a convener of people who are running the game?
I think, at least up to this point, I would consider her. The reason I say mastermind is because not only like she's convening. I mean, it's been sloppy at times, I will say, but she's convening these people, but also convincing them to do things and having them bring. Like she's getting information from them. She's limiting the information she gives, but also making them feel like she's giving them information. And she's also good at remembering not her alliances, but what to say to different people. So it won't be like, oh shoot, I forgot I told this person that, or kind of keeping track of things as far as the relationships. I mean, at some point we knew it was gonna get sloppy and messy, and somebody's gonna get voted out. So anyway, at this point, Jared decides not to use the power veto. So it's either Felicia or Izzy going home. And at this point, also, it's agreed pretty much that Felicia is going home. She doesn't think so, though. So on Thursday's episode, she's counting her votes, and she pretty much has the votes to stay, and so she feels good. Serene, of course, is friends with both of them, but closer to Izzy, and they're both counting on her vote. Izzy's counting her vote, Felicia's counting her vote. So Corey, and they didn't show this on the show, but Izzy, let me see where it all comes up. So Izzy's on the block and but doesn't have the votes. So everybody's gonna vote out Felicia. And America goes to talk to Cam. And she basically lets him know, like, it's Felicia going. Izzy is not going. And Cam is so confused. And she was like, Jared is BSing you. And you were the target, last week, but you didn't, go up. And he was just like, man, now it makes sense. It took him a while. He kept saying, no. Like he knows everything. But at least his wheels started turning. He was like, it makes sense now why he fought for, he said this in a diary room though, why Jared fought against Serene going home. And Jared was also the person that told Red that he turned on him. So he was like, okay, it's making sense. So Cam is like, okay, he realizes like the lights are on for Jared, and then America is realizing like, okay, maybe we can make this thing work to vote Izzy out. So America, of course, wants to take the shot and is wondering why people are so scared to take the shot while she's on the block. Like, we got a good game player on the block. Let's get him out while we can. Now, what they didn't show was, I don't think Corey was initially on board, but Izzy said something to him. Oh, what happened? Somehow the word, oh, that's what happened. Somebody ended up telling Felicia that a Jag, I think somebody ended up telling Felicia that she didn't have the votes. Basically, it was almost like you're going home. And Sari and Izzy had planned to tell her like strategically how they were going to do it, when they were going to do it, or whatever. And so somebody told Felicia, I forgot who told her, but America told Mimi that Felicia is probably going home, because Mimi was thinking that Izzy was going home. She was on that side. And so she started explaining to her everything or whatever. And so when the word gets to, I think Mimi told Izzy. And so Izzy goes to Corey and like chews him out and was like, you got to get away from America. Y'all can't be in the same bed and all this kind of stuff. So he is kind of nervous, but then also thinking like, hold up, like, where am I in this game? All that kind of stuff. Because something else he realized was when Sari told Matt that she played in the whatever little game. Remember America?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
When she told Matt, but he didn't know. He was just like, what? How is she closer to Matt than to me? And so he kept like realizing like, okay, maybe I'm not where I think I am in this game. And so they start working. So America goes to talk to Matt, and she just like, look, telling him some of the things that she found out. She told him that she knows that Sari played the wait a minute. Oh no, he tells her that he saved Jag. He also tells her that Sari played the Path to Power, but this is after talking for hours and hours and her getting him comfortable or whatever. Corey goes and talks to Jag, and he tells Jag that basically, I knew about the 7 deadly sins, and basically I was on a similar alliance called For Real. It was just 3 people were swapped out for the other one, but y'all wasn't a real alliance or whatever. And so Jag was like, man, I've always been sus about Sari and Jared or whatever. He was like, man, this game is gaming. And so Corey also talks to Boy. She's down because she was like, she didn't really, Izzy don't really treat her good anyway. And he also tells her like, when you think Izzy is talking about your back, Sari is right there doing the same thing or whatever. And so Corey also talks to Mimi. Mimi is down. And so this is taken all day, but on the show they have to like quickly do this. And then Corey eventually talks to Matt. So it's like America came, I think it got him comfortable. And then Corey talks to Matt. And Matt at this time was like, I need time to absorb this, but I'm down. So from the live feeds and from whatever, this is taking a while. At this point, Sari and Izzy are, they don't know what's going on.
Right.
But Sari, this wasn't on the show, but Sari was like, okay, something's weird. They're calling people to the diary room a lot that they don't normally call to the diary room. So something must be going on. And she said, typically, it's almost like, she said Jag and Felicia were like hugged up on the couch, like not, kind of snuggly. That was kind of weird. And then people that normally talk to her, it's almost like you could just feel it was a weird vibe or whatever. Jared, on the other hand, she sent him to check. This isn't on the show either. Sends him to check to see, like, okay, can you just check and see what's going on? Oh, let me back up. They all agreed not to tell any, like, because they were just like, okay, we realize that this information is getting back because we tell Jared, and Jared gets it back. Or Blue will, so they were like, don't tell Blue.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah, so they, didn't tell Blue, didn't tell Jared at this point. Jared goes and asks Matt, like, I think he was trying to be strategic. He was just like, I heard it's actually Izzy going, Felicia isn't staying. He was like, well, I heard some rumbling, but I didn't know that was actually a decision. Like, so they like plan it off. And so he goes back and tells his mom like everything's all good, Felicia's still going. I checked, or whatever. That was not the case. Right. And they may show this on Sunday, but they didn't show this on the actual show. But so anyway, when they get on the show, they go right to the live eviction. And so as a viewer, you really don't know, because the last they were talking about, Izzy was the one that they were talking, but things can flip. One other thing, I think Izzy and Sari realized, they were just like, okay, something is going on. We thinking it's flipping, but I don't know if they had time to flip it back or whatever at this point. So they go and do their votes, and they start with people that are going to vote for Izzy, of course. And then they keep going. I think once, I forgot who it was that voted for Izzy, where I was like, it's over. I can't think of who it was. But anyway, they all vote for Izzy except for Sari. And Sari comes out, and Jared is coming in, and everybody do a little dance or something.
Wait, they all vote for
Izzy. I'm sorry. Vote for Izzy to be evicted.
Except for Sari?
Except she votes for Felicia, to be evicted.
So what about Jared?
Jared votes for Izzy. So when Sari is coming out from voting, Jared is the next person coming in, and she tells him something. She was just like, something, and he was like, and then he goes and votes for Izzy to go home. So I don't know if she told him,
okay.
Just go the house is going for Izzy, just go ahead and vote for him. Yeah, so that's what I assume happened. But Blue, on the other hand, we find out later through the live feeds that they told her kind of last minute, like, it's Izzy, vote for her. She was like, I gladly vote to evict Izzy. And we was like, why are you glad about it? Like, I mean, it's not, like she was part of the whole plan or whatever. Girl, you just found out. So Izzy, I think, had because even in her speech, you could tell like she kind of felt like she was going home. So you know how everybody hugged anybody? Cam, she was like, not you, Piggy. I'll see you next. I'll see you soon. Yes. And then as she's going toward the door for Corey, she was like, you too, Pipsqueak. Yes. So their whole thing is Cam thinks he was the mastermind, but it really was Corey and America, like really working. But everybody's hating, well, not everybody. So the Sari side is not liking Corey, but everybody else is hating Jared at this point. They're like,
as they should.
They were just like, he was the reason and all this kind of stuff. And so
I don't understand why they didn't understand that weeks ago. Like inside of week 1 or 2, they should have realized that.
I don't know what happened with, because this crew is kind of weak minded if you think about it too. Because even with playing the game, they're weak in competitions. Because it's like, how is Cam and Jared just going back to back, and they're not like the best competitors if you think about it. Really? So they spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't want to be spoiled. They do the wall competition as the HOH. So they start this wall competition during the show, toward the end. So that's going to go. So do you know like how long it normally lasts? I just thought it used to be like hours.
The wall competition?
Yeah, when they sit on the wall and they leans and they throw stuff at them and
like 40-something minutes?
No, I'm talking about normally. How long does it last? I thought
like 40-something minutes?
They said that this was the shortest one ever.
And how long was it?
Record 46 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought they lasted longer, but maybe I was wrong. But they said this one was the shortest one. But anyway, Jared won. So Jared is the new HOH. Yes. And he, it was kind of like, I think it was him, Blue, and I forget, was it America? No, it wasn't America. It was 3 people at the end that fell off one by one, and he fell off last. So he's the HOH.
I'm so freaking mad. They finally got their ish together, and this happens. But you know what? This sets up a good game.
But go ahead.
No. I just want to say that because you have like these 2 sides that are warring. I don't know, whatever. They're warring, right? So it means so this new side that hopefully if it coalesces, they're gonna be a man down. But if they win the next HOH, now it can become a real competition.
Yeah. Okay. So Jared is the HOH. So you would think after this, I'm gonna court in America, like on the block, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
some
Mm-hmm.
backdoor plan for them.
Or Cam and Corey.
Yeah, or something like that. Well, his plan is to get Cam out. That's his map. That's his target. So he's at this point is looking at
Oh,
Cam and
why? Cam
Jag.
has absolutely no votes, injured, like none.
The
Why are
only,
you
I think,
worried?
good thing about maybe getting Cam out is for the competition. Like, he can beat you and be the next HOH and vote you out. That's the only thing I could think of because Cam doesn't like him too either. But today I got this on the live feed updates. They I don't know who's all in the room, but it was Corey for sure and Jared. And I don't know if it was Blue or something. Anyway, it was a couple of them in the HOH room. And they're basically like arguing for hours because Jared's been lying all season. And so they're kind of confronting him and he's trying to defend himself, but he's not doing it very well. Cause like, yeah. And so, but they're going back and forth or whatever with who's lying and who's not lying, all this kind of stuff. But we'll see who he actually nominates. Blue claims that she hates him now, but she's gonna play like she likes him this week, because he's a HOH. So we'll see. We will see. But I just and I don't. What the thing is, if you watch the actual show only, because remember, I think I go back and forth the seasons watching the live feeds, and they show Jared in a good light. Like if you think about it, like they don't really show the negative side of him or him getting on our nerves or anything like that. It's always positive. All of his diary rooms, his interactions are positive. So to America, like when I check Twitter, they're mad at Corey in America because they feel like they ruined Jared's game or whatever. So we'll see if they continue to feel like this, because I was like, I don't know how much interesting editing.
Why are they mad? I mean, this is Big Brother.
It is Big Brother. So I'm just like, look, and I mean, you could be mad if you're really team Sari and Jared and they go against
I ain't team nobody. I'm team drama.
And this is really the first. I mean, it's been drama because of them like switching back and forth who they're gonna vote out and stuff like that, but not drama like where there are two sides and they really like battling it out. It's just more like who we gonna vote out. Let's make that dramatic. But yeah, so I'm excited. The season is staying good. So
okay,
yes.
All right. So of course, In Harmon says hello.
Hey.
Thank you as always, In Harmon. We do have a couple other people that are with us. Hopefully you all, I wonder if you all have any questions. What are your thoughts about this season of Big Brother? In the meantime, Michelle.
Yes.
What's going on in the land of the live feeds? What is it that we don't yet know?
I think today, well, I told you about the argument. So that was one thing that happened today. What else? I told you about Blue acting like she didn't like him, but she's gonna play it off or whatever. And it's mostly like them. I think they were kind of talking, really figuring out like how much Jared was lying to them, but also not trying to get on the block at the same time. I think like it was something else that happened today that was interesting. It's not coming to mind though. I didn't write it down. I forgot.
Okay. All right. Well, it doesn't look like we have any comments. So thank you all so very much for joining. Don't forget to kiss the subscribe button, click on the like button, share us on all your social media, nibble on the notification button, and make love to our senses in the comments. Y'all have a great one.